Welcome to our video presentation on advanced taxation. Before we start, let's look at Ahmad's situation in the following video.
Hello, this is Ahmad. Ahmad works in a tax firm. He is very dedicated in his job. After years of hard work, he decided to apply for a better position in the firm. He shows the manager how good he is so that he could get promoted. One day, the manager finally gives Ahmad the promotion he wishes for. Ahmad is very happy and promised to work harder. However, the new role requires Ahmad to learn about trade association. Let's watch our presentation to learn with Ahmad regarding trade association.
Assalamualaikum. Today my group and I will be presenting the topic of trade association. My group consists of 4 members, me, Alif Haikal, Nur Iman Zulfikar, Rosalinda and Muhammad Fauzi. And the contents will be the definition of trade association, examples of them, conditions to be called trade association, accessibility of gross income, the resident status, the formula, and the tax admin. The definition of trade association defined under section 53 subsection 3 of the ITA is an association of individuals, partnerships or both, primarily formed to safeguard or promote the business of its members or expanding and advancing its members' profession. There are 3 examples of trade association. The first one is Malaysian Associations of Hotels. The purpose is to represent the interests of hotels and resorts in Malaysia. It provides advocacy on issues affecting the hospitality sector, offers training and development programs for hotel staff, conducts research on tourism trends, and promotes Malaysia as a tourist destination. The second one is the Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers. Its purpose is to represent the interests of manufacturing companies in Malaysia. It advocates for policies that supports the manufacturing sector, provides training and consultancy services to its members, facilitates business networking opportunities, and conduct research on industry-related matters. The third one and the final one is the Malaysian Retailers Association. They represent retailers across various segments including fashion, electronics and grocery stores in Malaysia. It works to promote the interests of retailers, provides training and development programs for retail professionals, organize industry events and seminars, and engage in advocacy on retail-related policies.
Next, I will discuss on the condition to be called as trade association. Based on the public ruling of Inland Revenue Board number 6/2005, it stated that an association is not a trade association if such association membership is also extended to those exercising employment. A trade association must be solely for members having business income. An organization will also be called as trade association under subsection 53(3) of the Income Tax Act if this condition is fulfilled. Number 1 is all of its members must carry on a business, and the second one is its objective must be that of safeguarding or promoting the businesses of its members. Now, let's move on to the accessibility of gross income. For business income, total sum receivable on a revenue account shall be deemed to be gross income. Trade association will be needed to have a closing account on 31st December to cater the self-assessment system. Meanwhile, business income from trading with non-members is treated as a separate source of income. In addition, plant and machinery used in the business activity of trade association will be eligible for capital allowance. For investment income, rents and interest will be treated as non-business sources of income. And lastly, for donations, donation received for special purposes would be considered as capital receipt. Meanwhile, expense for special purposes is capital disbursement. For example, alterations, repairs, and improvement of premises. General donation is treated as income, such as special subscription from members in conjunction with festives.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to my groupmate for giving the information before. So now I'm going to talk about the resident status, tax rate and the formula. To determine the resident status for a trade association, it must be accordance with section 8.1b and 8.1c of the ITA. Furthermore, resident status of a trade association is determined by reference to the management and control of its affairs or businesses. So now I'm going to talk about the section 8.1b. The section stated that a club, association or similar institution carrying on a trade or business is resident in Malaysia for the basis for a year of assessment if any time during the basis year the management and control of its businesses or any one of its businesses are exercised in Malaysia. Similar to section 81C, but the businesses does not carry on in Malaysia, but the control and management exercise in Malaysia, so we can conclude that resident is determined by reference to management and control of the businesses. Lastly, once resident status of such trade association is established, it will be presumed as resident until the contrary is proven. Now I'm going to continue on the tax rate. The tax rate imposed on trade association is the same as an individual tax because it is a body. Therefore, scale rate is imposed on resident trade association. Meanwhile, a flat rate of 30% will be imposed to non-resident trade association. Lastly, formula. The formula is related to allowable expenses, capital allowance and donation. Firstly, expenses. The formula for expenses is A times B divided by C. A is the amount of outgoing or expenses. Meanwhile, B is the gross income from transaction with non-members, and C is the gross income from transaction with both members and non-members. Secondly, formula for capital allowance is D times B over C. D is the capital allowance allowed for the basis year, while I already explained about the B and C. Last but not least, donation. The formula used is G times H divided by I. G is the gift or money made during the basis year. H is the aggregate income from transaction with non-members. Meanwhile, I is the aggregate income from transaction with both members and non-members.
Now, I will explain more about income tax exemption. There are two types of source of income for trade association, which are non-business income and business income. Business income consists of member subscription fees and entrance fees, while non-business income under section 4C in order 2005 in bracket PU subsection A 190/2005. Only member subscription fees will be exempted for tax, while entrance fees will remain to be taxable. What is the differences between member subscription fees and entrance fees? Member subscription fees is a subscription as a person pays money to become a member of an organization, and usually it will be paid annually, while entrance fees is a sum of money which you have to pay in order to join an organization or institution. However, proportion of common revenue expenses and capital allowance are restricted under the proportion of gross income basis. Any excess of revenue expenses will be permanent loss or disregarded. Any excess of capital allowance will be carried forward to the next year. Now, since you have learned everything that you should have known for trade association, your next step is to register under Society Act 1966, or you may be a guarantee for a company under Companies Act 2016. Next, you can go to the IRB assessment branch and apply for an F number. Lastly, you can submit the tax return form TF by 30th June of the following year.
Now, Ahmad is so happy because he is now packed with a valuable lesson. Ahmad is fully understand the definition, example, condition, accessibility, resident status, formula and tax admin of trade association. Now, Ahmad can handle his new role in the tax firm without any problem. Thanks to Alif, Fauzi, Iman and Rosa's presentation. Ahmad thinks that he could get promoted if he learns more from Alif, Iman, Fauzi and Rosa. He would be delighted to learn more from them throughout his career journey. That is all. Thank you.